stink eye for my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
One might love his Switch more than his girlfriend.
Man, I hope she's not listening to this. Please.
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, we're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome into episode 74, guys. We're getting old now. Getting this grade kicking out, getting old. So welcome to episode 74 to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. Just got my co-hosts with me, Ben and John. How you guys doing? Doing good. And then we got our guest right there, Lord Kev, and I know he's doing good. He's just been getting his Madden game right. And he already has his rap game tight, so we already know what he's doing there. But welcome to the show. We talk about a lot of fun things. One of the things we're going to talk about is obviously it's going to be talking to our guests, interviewing him, and finding out what's making his day go from day over day, year over, I say week over week, things of that nature. Then we're going to talk about some of the trending topics going on in the video game world, because there are a lot of big things going on. Last week there were some big announcements in GamesCon online. It was all virtual, but still the games, knowing what was coming out in fall of 2021 and in spring, first quarter, second quarter of 2022. I'm like so excited as a gamer, of course. And then we talk about what's on stream, what we're watching, in terms of TV shows, movies, little mini documentaries, or from all these crazy app names like Quibi is probably my favorite one. I always bring that up. And then also game releases, talk about the new hot games that are coming out now, not in December or February or March. We're talking about this week. What are the hot game releases? We're gonna talk about a few of them and introduce it to them, and maybe you want to play them. So coming back in. So hey guys, how you doing? Like I said, I know from last week's episode, for one, I would have to say, John, welcome back. You took a little break
Thank
off.
you.
You needed it.
Yeah.
I know you needed it. So
I'm back.
yeah, real quick. So how was your little break? How you doing, man?
It was great, man. Got to spend some time with my family. My sister visited. I went and visited some family in Minnesota, and then some golf and just kind of relaxing and getting set and spending time with the family and playing video. I played Smash Brothers.
Ooh, is that why you got the background? The way you got it set up?
Well, this is I don't know. I'm doing this from home today. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd put in the Mario Kart Rainbow Road action going on here.
I like it.
Yeah, so it's like I'm the driver. But yeah, it's been fun. How about you guys?
Been great, man. I've been back into my parenting ways. Got my granddaughter visiting for the last couple weeks, so I've been scratching up on my own parent skills, like I mentioned, and found out that my other name should be Mr. Sandman, because I still got the touch. I could put the baby to sleep. It took a little while the first time around. It took like an hour, but then every day when I got her rocking, or I got her laying down. We watching some Disney movie, and eventually she starts repeating words and like looking delirious in her eyes, and I'm like, I got her. It's game over. And so yeah, so I got my learn. I was like, I still got the touch. I could put the baby to bed. Do like the NFL players when they score the touchdown, they rock that baby, that football. That's what I was doing, rocking that football to sleep. So me and my wife Marie been definitely getting our parenting skills back up to par. Helping her, we've been, she does the cooking. I make sure I grab the baby because she likes to run. She's a runner. She likes to run around the kitchen. We have two big dogs, so the dogs are like, when's she leaving? They've had their time spent well with my granddaughter, so she's been awesome to be, have her around the house, keeping us on our toes. And then away from there, I've been getting into esports here at Lakeland. We just finished up our second year of training camp for esports, and school literally started today. So a lot of the kids, it's quiet right now in the facility. We got one player in between classes, and so we start our season next week. We have Overwatch, we have Call of Duty, we have Rocket League, we have League of Legends, and then Smash Bros. What I found out, we're playing in the Nate Star League. So Smash Bros. And Madden and FIFA and I think Street Fighter and Brawlhalla are basically going to be one-off tournaments, so a weekend tournament. So that'll probably like be on a Friday or Saturday, and then the players sign them up, and they can just run in a regular double elimination tournament from there. So I'm excited for that to be coming around the corner. So Ben, what you got cooking, man? What you been up to?
Not too much. I'm excited. College football returns this week here in the Midwest. It's a big deal. People down south, that's a big deal as well. So looking forward to that. Packers, NFL, man, that's another week away. But just gearing up. I can't believe it's already September too. Today's September 1st. Where did summer go? Amon, you're back in school? Man,
Already, school started today. Yes, it's like, wow, man, we're just in June.
yeah,
Literally, we're
yeah.
just in June, man. I don't
It's
know
going.
what's going on. But now what I'll do. So what else, Ben? You got anything else? You good?
I was going to say it's good to have John back, and I'm glad to see he didn't cut his hair.
I know one person. Oh, you got the little. What's that? Is that a ponytail or man bun? Which one is that?
I like to call it a man bun, but I think it's
Okay,
more of a ponytail. But I don't
gotcha. I know one person. If they're here, is gonna like to see you, and he is here. Big B. Big B is in the chat. So Big B,
know.
John is
Big
back,
B.
so you can talk to him and ask him a lot of questions. There you go. But now we're gonna bring in our guest. I kind of already mentioned and we talked to him a little bit already. So we got up and coming rapper and Madden Pro. I like both. Those are two things I definitely love is rappers and playing Madden. So he's an up and coming rapper. So I'm envious of that because I could only rhyme the ABCs. All right, and my man is a Madden pro, and he got some special news to tell us about that being a pro as well. And I believe within the last month he released a new single called 90%. So welcome into the Mind Greens Gamers Lounge, Lord Kev, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing real good, doing real good. So, like I mentioned, you just released a new single here in the last month or so. So tell us about that new single. I believe it's called 90%, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, it's called 90%. I released that about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. It's dropped all platforms, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, anywhere you can find it. Just search my name, Lord Kev, 90% will come up. One of my harder rapping singles. I think it's probably my best song that I've dropped yet. So
Okay.
if you haven't tuned in, you need to tune in.
No, I've listened to it already. I like it. So what made it harder though? You said it was one of your hardest singles you put out so far.
Honestly, it's just like progression, like over time, like you just keep dropping songs and writing songs, you just
Hmm.
keep getting better and better. So like this was like one of the newer songs that I wrote, and I felt like a lot more comfortable, and I felt like a lot more confident, and I was like, it just sound like you can just hear the progression. Like if you listen to like my older stuff to like this single, like you hear the progression and the growth, and like
Hmm.
so for me, it's like this is my hardest song. Every song I drop, it's like there's so much progression in between. It just feels like it's always
Okay, you kind of broke up a little bit. Didn't hear you at the end, but like what you said is hard. And if it's somebody like yourself, a seasoned rapper that knows how to put bars together to line them up just right, so I can imagine what that would be like for myself, Ben or John, trying to put rhymes together. we would we would be struggling, kind of like when we were playing like Rocket League or Ben when Ben's playing 2K. He struggles with it a little bit.
I don't know about
uh,
that. I don't know about that, Amon.
Just throwing a little jab at you. That's all. I love you. You know I love you, man. So who was the person, or I say, if it was somebody in your family or somebody that you idoled in the rap entertainment world that got you into rapping? Who was that person and why?
um my dad for sure, because when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I was like always super anxious. I didn't really like talking in front of people, didn't really talk much. So my dad, like, he always would like freestyle, and like he'd have his friends over and they would freestyle. He would just force me like, come on, rap, whatever come to your head, just rap, just freestyle, just
Mm,
whatever comes out. And I would just freestyle just like all the time. And then like, over time, and it made me a lot more confident in myself for sure. Like I definitely like it got better like talking to people and talking in front of other people and stuff. So it was definitely that.
I definitely could relate. I was that quiet kid in the background, not doing much. The only thing that really got me out of my shell was playing sports. So that was kind of my outlet. And my brothers, my dad, my stepdad, they all kind of not pushed me in that direction, but I kind of went that way. But they just supported me, through that. So how did your dad between get you, pushing you a little bit, but then what was his support? What was the support that you got along the way? Starting your rap career.
Like when I was in high school, like I rapped like a little bit, like I played with it, but I never like went to the studio and never dropped anything. So Like when I started college and like the pandemic, I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna just lock in. I'm gonna just start dropping music. And my parents, they just love it. Like they don't like, as long as I'm like enjoying myself and I'm
Right.
happy with what I'm doing, they're just gonna support it. So like, it's like the best thing ever. Like they always play the music everywhere they go. Like they need to rap, need to do, like they just push me to like do whatever makes me happy. So
Right. Yeah. I think that's for a family member, and being support and knowing that your son, brother, cousin is doing what you're doing. They'll definitely help out in any way. I love that. How family could be a part of you just by backing you up. You already mentioned something that was, like you said, already hard. Like working on your last single, working through putting it together. So what other parts of the music industry is, I say, is hard or the hardest about being in the music industry?
um the honest truth about like just the music industry or like any type of like content creation for the most part is
Mhm.
like no matter how good it is and no matter how like how good that you think it is, it's like it's definitely hard to make someone listen to it, you know? Like I can sit here and I can tell the chat all day like I got the hardest songs and I got the hardest this, but like that like people, it's so hard to get people to listen to new content and to like check out something new because like especially with rap, like they already assume it's bad. So like when I tell people
Mm.
like, you know, I rap, I make music, they're like, oh, what are you, like a SoundCloud rapper, or what are you, this or like that? So like it's really like it's just
Wow.
really hard to get like an honest new listen from somebody.
Mm. Yeah. So, John, you got anything for him?
Well, yeah. So that's interesting. So how do you try to combat that? How do you get people to listen to your music if it's hard to convince them?
Honestly, it's just you just keep putting it out there and just keep putting it in their face. Like you just keep promoting it. And really what it takes though is like sort of like social credit, sort of. So like with me, what got people listening to me was like I dropped my first song called Uzi, and I got picked up on like a big Spotify playlist and started getting like hundreds of thousands of streams. So like you start showing people like, hey, this song has hundreds of thousands of streams. You should listen. They're like, all right, whatever, I'll listen. And then
Hmm.
they listen. They're like, oh, this is actually kind of decent. This is actually good. So like that's sort of like the big thing is sort of like just building it yourself and then trying to like show it to someone and like showing them like, hey, I already have this going. I already have this going. Maybe just lend me 30 seconds. Just give it a quick listen, you know?
Yeah. And the segue on that, you talking about Call Uzi, I mean it got over 300,000 streams, and so and that happened on a live show called Cosign Live Contest, and that's on I believe the Genius website. So tell us about that experience. You won that Cosign contest that day, and I think you won a few times after that. So tell us about that
Hmm.
whole experience because I say that's a big outlet. That's a big account. It has over 4 million people listening in to Cosign from the Genius website. So tell us about that whole experience, how that went down.
So every week they do like a cosign competition where like you submit your music on Twitter and like they pick through like whoever submits, they pick like 4 or 5 people. And my friends just DM'd it to me like, you know, like Kev, submit for this. And usually I don't submit for stuff like that because like usually I never get picked. So I'm like, bro,
Hmm.
like whatever, I'll just submit. So then, you know, I get the email like, hey, you made it. So yeah, it goes on to the show and they average around like maybe like 500-600 viewers. And then like I went on there and like this really big YouTuber named Your Age, he like shouted me out. So the show just shoots up to like 5,000 people in there at once, and they start voting for me, and I win the first week contest. But after you win it the first week, you have to win it 2 more weeks in order to get a freestyle on their Instagram.
Mm.
So I won it 3 weeks in a row, and I got a freestyle posted onto their Instagram page. So that was all like really big promotion as well. But it was all just because like that YouTuber shouted me out, and then of course like the Madden community because you know I play Madden, so
Right.
I told all my guys on Twitch like you know come in here, vote for me, and help me win this.
Yeah, that helps when you got the Madden pros, because the Madden pros they got like they got a lot of followers, a lot of fans out there,
Hmm.
and just again, that's a big family support. Ben, you got anything you want to shoot his way?
Yeah, I was going to add in there. You just talked about your Twitch channel and stuff. Do you find that that helps to get the word out about your music, especially when you talk about it's hard to get people to give it a listen initially? Is that helpful? All these new ways to get your music and really, whatever else you want to put out there to the public?
Yeah, so Twitch was definitely the first platform where I was getting new people to listen to my music because the first night that I dropped my music, I like did a live stream. I was like, "Hey guys, I'm dropping my EP. Come to my live stream." And like the whole Madden community showed up, and they were there. They were listening. They were supporting.
Mm.
Like they're retweeting it on Twitter. Like so, like Twitch definitely helped me a lot because like I'm already like have like a following there because of Madden and stuff. So like
Mhm.
these people like they already like me for me. So of course they're like, hey, I'm gonna check out his music. You know, like I already like Kev, so I'll check out his music. So Twitch was definitely super helpful.
Nice, nice, John. Got it.
I thought it was interesting. You said your dad just kind of pushed you to freestyle. He's like, just keep going, just keep freestyling. So, what was the time period between you just freestyling and trying to keep, kind of break out of your shell to the point where you're, I'm assuming, going in some sort of a studio and actually recording, these songs that you are now? And how different was that first time when you got into a recording studio?
Okay, so like from the freestyling to the studio, it was like so me and my friend Elon, like when the pandemic hit, like everybody's home, we're on lockdown. So like
Mhm.
my best friend Elon, like we've been like we always just like mess around and freestyle, but so like we were freestyling songs, we were just writing songs, whatever. And Elon's like, you know what, bro? Let's go to the studio. Let's just go to the studio and just see what happens. So I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
Let's go to the studio. So we go to the studio, and like my first time in the studio, I was like super nervous. Like I've never been in a recording studio. You got the engineer in there, like you sitting there, like I don't even know. I didn't even record it like right. It was like just so bad. It was like my first time. It was like super nerve wracking. But I went in there and I recorded a couple songs. My friend recorded some songs, and they came out pretty good. Like you send them people are like, wow, this is good, whatever. So
Mhm.
I'm like, you know what, like from there we just like dropped the music. It was all just because like my friend, like me and my friend were just doing it, and we're like, forget it, let's just go to the studio.
Wow.
Nice, nice. So speaking of the Twitch chat, we got G Girl Gaming. How you doing? Notorious Afro's in our stream who also helps out with our graphics. So welcome in. And we got a new person in here, KF Lex or K Flexin, excuse me, K Flexin. I'm putting that together. And of course your best friend John. He has oh, it's Loki. He put that out there. And Notorious says that the ABCs don't rhyme. Hey, Notorious, look, I was just trying to say I spit hot bars, but I can only do them A, B, C, D. I can only do them that way. They do rhyme.
C,
That's
D, and
why,
E?
that's why they've been teaching kids forever how to learn the ABCs, because it is a rhyme. And then Tejas Jerry, Lord Kev, says he loved that the family support that you get, while you're, growing in your career there. So we talked about the music side of it. So let's talk about the gaming side of it. So we're gonna start at the beginning though. We're gonna not just go where you're at now. We're gonna get there. So what is your origin story of gaming? Who got you into gaming, and what was the game, and how old were you when you got going into playing video games? So a couple
Video
questions there.
games,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. So video games always sort of play like a big part of my life. Like as a kid, every kid just wants to play video games and go
Mhm.
outside and stuff. So like for me, the first games that like I got into, I was like probably 8, 9, maybe 10. Like when I was like seriously like was like, okay, I want to play the game. Like so like my older brother would play like Call of Duty and stuff,
Mhm.
and he would play like Madden and 2K. And of course, you get on there, you want to beat your brother, you want to beat like you
Of
never
course.
win. So like it was always started with that. But then like when I got into middle high school, I started like I got my first Madden I played like seriously was like Madden 25, which was like a few years ago, like 2014 maybe,
Yeah, I think it
like
was
Madden 25.
Adrian Peterson was on the cover, or he shared it with Richard Sherman out in Seattle. I think that was a two cover person in that
Yeah, it
year.
was it was a while ago, but
Yeah.
so like I used to play, but back then my parents like they had these rules like during the week couldn't play the game. Like during the school week couldn't play. Could only play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, during the week I couldn't play the game, but on the weekends I was locked in all weekend cuz you can't play during the week, so the weekends hit, that's all you want to do. So that's what really got me into Madden like heavy was like on the weekends I was always playing, and then I started like watching Twitch. Like I just started like that was like when Twitch was like newer, but like I got on
Hmm.
Twitch and I seen like some Madden streamers, and then from there it just picked up.
Nice. So yeah, Madden. That's one of my games. That I say for me back in the day was I'll say sports game was Tecmo Bowl and then Double Dribble. But what is funny, what I started laughing when you said that is my parents had the same rules. I could not, for one, during the school week, it was just very limited or none at all because not only was I at school, then I had football or baseball practice, and so that was like so we wait till Saturday to do it, and then I couldn't be on it on Saturday or Sunday. I couldn't be on it no longer than 2 hours at the time, and then after 2 hours, I had to go outside. It's like no matter what, either
Wow.
clean my room, clean the kitchen, or take your buck outside. I was like, oh man, like dang.
Now my parents were strict too, especially like summer break. I would be in the house. Like I would like summer break. If I was in the house too much, they take it for a week. They take it for 2 weeks. Go outside. Go outside. the end of the summer, like whenever school about to get back in session, 2 weeks before, they take the game. All right, you got to get back in school mode, no game. Like they were just like real strict. I mean, but it works. So.
I gotta give that's a clap right there. Good job, mom and dad. Good job. My mom and dad did the same thing. Ben and John, you got anything to add? You
You
good?
jump-
Oh yeah, go.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if John was going to jump in there. So it was your brother that got you into gaming. Was there like a specific console that you first started on, or are you a PC guy now? How does it all work now? Because as we're about to talk about here, you're pretty good at Madden.
So I think the first console was like a PS2 or like a PS3. It was like a long time ago. It was like that, and it was mostly just like sports games. We also had like a Wii back then. We had I remember playing on a GameCube too, growing up. Like all like just the older consoles, just like really everything's like variety gaming sort of.
Okay. So correction. So Big B helped us out. He's one of my mods. He helps out with the stream, harasses John from time to time. So with Madden 25, it was Barry Sanders. It was on 360, and it was Adrian Peterson on the Xbox One copy.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yep.
that.
So I knew AP was in there somewhere. So so yeah, we've been mentioning your Madden rank, and so I'm gonna let you tell everybody in the Twitch chat and on the podcast where are you ranked in terms of Madden competitors right now?
They just dropped power rankings for this year, and I ranked 46 in the power rankings out of 50. So, I made the top 50, which is cool. Obviously, I want to be higher.
In the world, though. This is in the world.
That's in the world. Yeah.
So everybody just realized that he's 40. He's the 46th person really good at Madden. So.
Jeez. So how do you get up those rankings? Is it just obvious? Is it just winning? I mean, how do you move up?
Yeah, they just do it off like all the competitive tournaments. Mm-hmm. So like how you place in these tournaments and how you finish, like how you get your ranking higher. And the reason I'm on there is because I made like a final 16 in the biggest tournament in Madden 20, and then last year I made like the final 64 of like the biggest tournament. So that's why I'm up there. I'm probably gonna drop though because the tournament that just passed this last week I didn't qualify for, but it's a long year.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too. You talk about you want to, go higher and move up those rankings, but you're also have a music career. Is it hard to juggle those both?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely hard to juggle, but I'm just like super competitive. So like I'm not like just because I'm doing music doesn't mean like I want to stop playing Madden, because like my goal in Madden is to win one of these like big tournaments and like just have that moment for myself, because like I feel like I've been doing it for so long, and like I'm just super competitive, and I just want to be the best. So like I just want to win at least one of these major tournaments, and then after that I'll probably be like, okay, let's just go to the music. It's definitely hard to juggle though. So
okay, let me try to set this question up then. Would you rather have the #1 Madden ranking and be the best player in the world, or drop a #1 single?
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, I would definitely rather drop a #1 single, because I feel like that's more gratification than dropping like being a #1. I mean, I definitely want to be #1 in Madden though. Like that's
like, a tough question. I could tell on your face. That is a good question, John.
You know what? How about both? Man? That'd be the best.
Hey,
I definitely would rather. I want to have both.
Yeah. If you put your mind to it, boom. Make it happen. Make it happen. So in the Twitch chat, Notorious Afro asked, because I know you play Mutt, and so have you ever? It says, what do you think about my card? I'm assuming that's what she's asking. Because I'm my Mutt card.
Oh,
and did
man,
you ever you ever play with my Mutt card on the game?
Oh yeah, for sure. We all like the whole competitive scene did. I think it was Madden 19 or 20 in draft champions. You had a legend running back card. It was like the best running back that you could draft at that time for like that tournament. So like if you got Ahman Green, you had the best running back in that mode. So like we all definitely played with Ahman Green at that time, for sure.
Thank you, EA. I appreciate that.
That's cool.
That's pretty dope right there. All right. And see, me trying to look in the Twitch chat. Any more questions here? We'll get to that. Notorious about to ask him that actually coming up here in a minute. So wrapping up the questions here. So what is something that we can expect coming from you? We know music is one of them, but obviously gaming too. If you know what's coming for you in the next coming months between now and the end of the year.
So definitely more music is coming. I got another single dropping on the 17th. Not sure which one yet, but there's definitely some music-wise dropping. Basically for music, there's gonna be new songs dropping like every few weeks for the rest of the year. gaming wise, Madden, there's like 2 more tournaments in this calendar year. I'm definitely like super locked in for those, and
Mhm.
definitely want to qualify for those. So just be on the lookout. Follow me on my social medias. Keep up to date, and
Right.
there's always going to be something coming, whether it's Madden or music.
Got it. And a great question from the Twitch chat here. It says from Tejas Jerry, any artist that wants to collab with you here in the near future?
Any artist that I would be looking to collab with, definitely like I said, my best friend Elon, he raps too. Definitely gonna do songs with him. Um, I can't really think of anybody that's like reachable that I could collab with, but like
Right.
my dream collabs for me would be like definitely like Kanye West, like my favorite rapper.
Mm.
Definitely
Yep.
Kanye. Drake too. Drake's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Definitely would want to like collab with Drake, and probably like Roddy Ricch too, because he's one of my favorites like out of the new guys. So like
Yeah.
definitely those 3 people, but Kanye for sure is number one. He's like my favorite like rapper ever.
Oh, okay.
He's
Nice.
dropped anything lately, has he, Kev? Has he made any news lately?
Yeah, he just dropped the album a few days ago actually.
Yep, I was actually rocking it over the weekend. It's pretty good. It's it's
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
it's I won't say it's old school Kanye. It's kind of a mix of old school to what he's doing now, and
Okay.
it sounds good. The beats, his beats, his rhythm, his flow is there as usual. So it's definitely
yeah,
doing
he's
good.
super inspirational too. Like the amount of confidence he has in himself, that's like where I like it like inspires me because like I always like struggle with like confidence and stuff. So like I look at the stuff that he'll say or the stuff that like he'll tweet out. He's like so sure of himself and he's so confident that like
Hmm.
nobody can tell him nothing. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like I'm trying to get to a point where like I'm so confident in myself that like no type of criticism or like negative energy is gonna like knock me off my hustle.
Yeah, and I think you got to have that mindset no matter what you do. I was just telling my players last week. We had a team talk and right after a practice, and I said to them because something I heard from one of my teammates, my old teammates I was just talking to, Mike Wall. He was a guard with me here at the Packers for most of my career, and he said something that just made sense to me. He said, "Be every day you want to strive to be the best version of you." He said that.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, that makes sense. I'm like, I get it because you want to be the best at whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, what you do, but be the best version of that. That's all you could do. And you're not perfect. Not saying you're perfect, but as long as you could, strive to be the best version of you, then you're out there putting in work, which we know you are basically. So I definitely I say pass that along to
Yeah.
you, everybody in the Twitch chat, Ben and John. I just dropped some knowledge on y'all. There you go. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Um,
Ahman.
yeah, you're welcome. So in the Twitch chat, they've been asking the whole time right now, Notorious Afro, where can people find you online? You mentioned Twitch, so your Twitch channel and all your social media handles. Where can people look you up?
Um, Instagram, it's Lord.Kev on Instagram. Twitter, it's Lord underscore underscore Kev, so 2 underscores. On Twitch, it's the Big Lord Kev. So yeah, you can really just find me anywhere. YouTube, just type YouTube, just search Lord Kev, or you can just Google like I'm pretty sure like I had a Google page set up. So if you just Google Lord Kev, like all my socials come up, all my
Mm-hmm.
music, all that stuff comes up. So
Mm, nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to see anything more in the chat here. Oh yeah, Tejas Jerry says that Kanye's, I think it's his first or second track, Donde. He said it's so fire, and it is. It's a good track. I think it's the first track on his new album. So yeah, check it out. It
yeah,
was on.
I listen to it. I like the whole album. I like
Yeah,
every single song basically. So
yeah. I was cutting grass, just so you know, while I was listening to Kanye. That's one of my favorite little hobbies to do beyond gaming.
how do you hear the
I
music if
got the
it's
Dre
the
Beats,
grass?
Dre Beats over the
Oh, you
ear,
guys
baby.
okay?
And that's
Okay.
a market. Hey, Dre Beats, talking to you. What's up? Oh man, so thank you for all that, Lord Kev. Appreciate it. So I know you got a little time. We have a fun little conversation that we get into. It's called this or that. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
All right, John, take us there, man.
This or that.
Okay, this or that. Now, this, Lord Kev, is straight from the mind of Ahman Green. So if you think anything's kind of strange or whatever, blame that guy. All right,
I'll
this or
take it.
that. Okay, dark chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chip cookies.
Mm.
Definitely chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Have you
I don't
tried dark chocolate though?
I haven't tried dark chocolate, but I just feel like that's I don't know. I feel like it would mess up the balance of the cookie. You know, like when you bite into like a regular chocolate chip cookie, it's like perfectly balanced, like the sweetness and like I feel like
Yeah.
the dark chocolate just throw it off.
Mm,
Hmm.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. And Damon, dark chocolate is trash.
What?
I'm going chocolate chip cookies. I mean, the dark if I see like if somebody says, "Hey, you want some of this candy?" and all they have is dark chocolate, I'm gonna be like, "I'm good, thanks, man. I don't want any of that trash. It tastes awful."
Man, what's wrong with you? See, have you tried it though? Have you tried it?
Yes. Well, not a cookie, not a cookie. So maybe there is a balance there that we don't understand.
I'm gonna hook you
I've
up.
tried dark chocolate. I think
You
it's
hook me?
pretty. I'll eat it if it's last resort. If it's last
Yeah,
resort, I'll eat dark chocolate.
last resort. Yeah, you know what
Uh,
I'm talking about.
well, I'm gonna go dark chocolate, and this is why. My
Okay.
wife and my stepdaughter started going vegan, and now in the last couple years, we've had everything that kind of covers the vegan area, and dark chocolate chips is one of them, and they're so to me fire. So chocolate chip
Ooh,
cookies, dark chocolate chip. So I'm gonna bring a batch next time I'm down in Madison, Ben and
yeah.
John. I will grace your taste buds with Marie's dark chocolate cookies and Lower Kev. Whenever we get a chance to meet up, I'm doing the same thing. Give you an opportunity for
Okay.
that. Open mind,
Okay.
keep an open mind. But I'm gonna go dark chocolate. Ben, what you got?
I don't like chocolate in general. I don't eat
All
it.
right.
I don't really like
Dang.
chocolate. I'm going neither. Not chocolate guy.
Okay. Actually, one of my daughters. I have four daughters. So one of them doesn't like chocolate. So I can attest to that. All right.
By the way, I think I can buy some of those cookies. I saw some of those cookies on Instagram. I think I follow the right account I'm on, so I might just buy some dark chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So next, this or that. Would you rather control fire or control water?
Mm.
Mm. Pro- Probably control water. I feel like controlling fire is too damaging. Like I feel like if I get mad, I could just like splash somebody in the face. But you couldn't just like burn somebody. Like you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, you
like
could kill them.
You can
yeah, I feel like
slap him with a
water's a
puddle.
lot more. Yeah, water's a lot more safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be funny to slap somebody with a puddle. Hey, shut up. Bow. Oh, we got to make that a graphic. That would be awesome. Ben, what you got? What you thinking here?
I'm gonna say control fire because I was
Mm.
gonna go control water, right? But here's the thing: if you control water, there could be a point in time where you're somewhere that you can't stay warm and you would die, right? So if you can control fire, you could stay warm.
I see what you're saying. Okay. The
Maybe.
fire.
You're reaching, but okay.
I get what he's saying.
Just
Well,
trying
I'll
to-
say this: we need water to survive. So, I mean, water on demand, you just boom right in the cup, and you're going to be always hydrated. I'm going to go with water.
All right. Oh man, I was just watching Incredibles with my granddaughter over the weekend. I remember the scene with Frozone and when they were trying to rob. Well, they weren't robbing the bank, but they thought they were. And
Mhm.
before then he was in the house. He didn't have no hydration. So there is a liability if you're in if you're in Arizona or Las Vegas, there is no moisture, then I'm SOL if I'm controlling fire. So I'm gonna go with water as well, and I know how to swim. I'm gonna throw that in here. And to the Twitch
Can I
chat,
can I have my own on the fly this or that
yeah, you
question?
got it. What's
Oh
up?
yeah, yeah,
Add it in.
Would you rather be trapped in the middle of the jungle or the middle of the ocean?
Oof.
Ooh,
Now, if you are in the middle of the ocean, you do got a boat. You got a
okay.
boat, and you got to fish. You got to fish for your food and stuff.
I'm glad you
yeah.
did
Okay.
that for Ben, because Ben would have asked that question.
'Cause I can't swim.
Well, how do you cook your food? I mean, do you have fire on the boat?
Well, you can eat fish raw, John.
Yeah, it's a
You got to eat the fish raw.
I guess.
But
we have
and
to
the thing
do
is, if you are in the middle of the jungle, though, you are subject to getting eaten alive by an animal. So
that. Oh yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna go jungle.
no.
I'm gonna meditate and reach back to my brother, my ancestors, and get that strength and walk out with the a lion's skin. I'm not, nothing against animals, but hey, if they're coming to get me, I'm gonna just protect myself. So
That's an.
I'm gonna
Meditating is
go
not
jungle.
you from a bear, Ahman. Meditating not going to protect you from a bear. Just
No, I'm talking about I'm gonna summon
the
my
jungle.
ancestors, from the motherland that hook up a spear, gets a bow and arrow lit up, ready to go. So just
See,
saying.
what you just described is the reason I think I'd rather be in the middle of the sea. Is because number one, you've got predators all around you, like Lord Kev's saying. Number two, you have to start constructing things. Like now you got to build this, and now you got to build that. You need shelter. Now you need shelter. What are you going to make for shelter?
There's a lot of trees.
Yeah, but now you're working a lot. I'd rather just sit on the boat, fish, and eventually you're going to run into land. Eventually.
Okay.
All right.
Oh man, that's funny. So in the Twitch chat, real quick, Tejas Jerry says water for him, and then also says jungle. All right, and Big B says in the jungle you get eaten alive by bugs as well. So.
I don't know what I'd rather do. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I would rather probably. I don't know. I'm afraid of like every animal. So if I'm in the jungle and I see a snake, I'll probably just pass out. And so, at least on the boat, I won't have to see like snakes and crazy animals.
Right, yeah. And then some animals, when you do pass out, that's actually a good thing to do. A good defensive mechanism to survive. They won't. Yeah. They'll just kind of sniff you and then keep going, keep it moving.
Oh man, I just hate animals, man. I just be so scared.
That's a good question, though. I like the question. You put some thought into that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. All right, next one on this or that. What would be harder to live without, a car or a phone?
Oh, definitely a phone for sure.
Yeah.
Because with a phone, you can Uber. With a car, you can just call it Uber. You know what I'm saying? But without, I mean, I feel like you could function without a car. It's definitely frustrating though. Like it's definitely like hard. You can't really get place to place. But without a phone, it's like, what do you do? Like nowadays, everything's through the phone. So it's like, you can't call nobody, you can't text nobody, you just stuck.
Good point. So I'm gonna go phone as well. I like that. You can utilize it for a lot of things, especially now in 2021. Excuse me. What you got, Ben, John?
I'm gonna go phone. I mean, we can game on our phone, we can work on our phone, we can communicate on our phone. What else do I need in life, right? I can live without a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like Lord Kev's answer. You just get an Uber. There's a bus. Come on, we can move around without cars. You can call a friend on your phone. Say, hey, I need a ride.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the phone there. All right, how about this one, guys? Be able to read minds or be able to travel at light speed?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I don't know, man. I used to watch The Flash. I used to always want to be fast, but then being able to read minds would be cool too. Nah, but I feel like I don't want to read minds because I don't want to know what people think about me, honestly. So I'd rather just run fast. You know what I'm saying? Just let me run fast.
Nice. You could time travel everything like he does. That's what Flash does. Ben, John, what you think? Where are you guys at?
I want to be able to read minds because I want to know what people think about me. I'm the opposite of Kev because if I can read your mind and you don't think good thoughts about me, then I'm not going to waste my time talking to you. Screw that. I'll move on to somebody else who appreciates me. So I'm going to go read minds.
Good point. Good point.
Being that fast, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen enough superhero movies where there's some cool things you can do being that fast. But I think reading minds, if you were to be able to read minds, you would be in control of everything. Like you'd be the most powerful person in the world if you could read minds. Like you could do whatever you wanted. And so I think I'll go reading minds.
I'm with you, John. Professor X, he had that trait, and just I'm gonna do good with it because obviously we've seen the movies, superhero movies, horror movies, when the person that can read a mind, they off doing God knows what, and but I'm gonna use it for good in terms of mind reading, knowing where to go, kind of knowing who I need to be around, like kind of Ben mentioned. Okay, I'm not gonna. That person's a little bit on the sketchy over there. Gotta be careful. So. Real quick to the Twitch chat, Big B, he says he's saying a whole lot. He said traveling at light speed means you could technically time travel. Good point.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
And where he said, but with reading minds, wouldn't that have ruined Christmas for you when you were younger? That's funny right there. Oh man, I was the kid. I'll be like every now and then. I didn't do it a whole lot, but when I really wanted something for Christmas, I would be in my mom and dad's closet, under their bed, the car, looking in the trunk. My dad be like, "Boy, what you doing?" Nothing. I'm just
Okay, so
trying.
I got a question to tack onto the reading minds thing. Like, what if like my thing is like the reason I wouldn't want to read minds is because like what if like all day all you're doing is just hearing other people's thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everywhere you go, you're just hearing what everybody's thinking. I feel like that'd get like super annoying after a while. Like you don't want to just be hearing everybody's thoughts all the time.
Right.
Oh man,
Yeah, I would
that's a
say
good
like
point.
in super, in when superheroes or villains are gaining their powers, it's like a control thing. You first if you get it, you hear everything. And I think maybe once you train yourself, you could just get focused down on one or two voices that you're hearing or whatever in the area where you're staying or where you're walking past. Because if you don't, yeah, I agree with you, Kev. You don't. Oh man, you be in the psych ward. Like man, I'm hearing everything. Everybody wants to do this to me, or want to kill this person, or they want to rob that person, or I don't even want to know what that person wants to do to a dog over there. That's crazy. Just like oh man.
Yeah,
I'm
it's too
just
much.
saying. I'm just saying.
If you
Just
couldn't
hypothetical,
control,
okay? Hypothetical.
if you couldn't control your powers of mind reading, you'd want to be in the middle of the jungle or the middle of the ocean, so you wouldn't have to hear anybody. Then
Yeah, it would suck.
yeah, I
Yep.
agree. That would be awful. All right, next this or that. Everybody go. Everybody on.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
Have a friend who's a ghost or a friend who's a vampire. A friend
Mm.
vampire or a friend ghost.
How do you come up with?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. This once again.
Well, I brought this one. This one came to mind because I love vampire movies, and I would pick to be a vampire if I could be, because I could live.
Did you watch all the Twilights? I just watched the first one.
I got hustled into that by my kids. Okay, I remember I mentioned I got four daughters, and when I got hyped, I got so hyped when they would say, "Dad, this," they were little. Take us to see the first, it was the first Twilight, and I'm like geeked because I read the reviews, not the reviews, I just read the description. I saw a werewolf and I saw vampires, and so my mind went straight to like, what's that one movie, uh, Underworld, with the lichens and the vampires like fighting and all that. So that's where my brain went. As you know, Twilight is not that. It's like
Oh no.
watching, it's like watching a soap opera with, even though they got teeth, but they don't really use them. And the werewolves change, but they don't really. I'm like, so I'm in the movie theater with my daughters. This is like 2007. This is the first. I'm sitting there, the first scene rolls by. I'm popcorn ready, and about 10, 20 minutes in, I'm sitting there like, I look at my daughters on both, and I'm like, oh, y'all done got me. I said, I didn't know this was a soap opera. I'm like, what the French toast?
Nah, it's definitely not like one of those more extreme movies. It's definitely
Right.
like a lot more for the kids.
Yeah, so that's kind of where my motivation come. But I was like, y'all got me. Y'all got me. With much respect to them, the Edward and all the other characters. Good job, but no, I'm not
No.
that type of vampire movie. I need teeth and blood and attacking each other. That's what I need. So,
I think I'd rather have a friend that's a ghost because I think having a friend that's a ghost opens up a lot of possibilities, right? Like ghosts can basically go anywhere, do anything, and be like nobody knows they're doing that. And maybe they could talk to somebody who's passed on too. So maybe I could talk to somebody who I've lost in my life. So I'm gonna go with be a friend with a ghost because I think there's a lot of upside to that.
hmm, well, what you got, Kev? Lord Kev, where
I'm
you at?
contemplating because I was probably gonna go vampire because like vampires have like supernatural abilities. So I was like, you could use that to your advantage. But then he was talking about like, the ghosts, like, what if they can like talk to someone who's passed on, or they can tell you what's gonna happen to you in the future or something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's pretty, what I'm saying, that's pretty valuable. I'm not
Mm,
sure. I'll probably go vampires because it's more physical. Like I can
right.
he can do stuff for me like supernaturally. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you there. I'm vampire because vampires they could live a very long time. They're very strong, especially when they just got turned. That's one thing I learned from Twilight. When they first get turned, that's when they're the strongest. Um, and then they can also mind control. So back to the other question that we had earlier, bam, because I can get other people to do things for me. Like, oh man, go get me some McDonald's. I'm tired.
Oh my God,
I'm in a coffin all night. You gotta go get
I'll
me some
put some
Mickey D's.
garlic to Ahman and you're done.
Hey, once I become like 500 years old, garlic is gonna be like pepper on my burger, on my pizza.
I don't know.
I like Ben's rationale for a ghost. I'm gonna go with a friend ghost,
Yeah.
so they can like sneak. They're like the ultimate spy for you. Like, hey, go in that other room. See what are they talking about me? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
back, report.
Yeah,
I
to
don't
the
know.
Twitch chat real quick. Eeyore says I would go vampire. They can do more physical things. What you like you mentioned, Kev, a lot more physical. It's more physical. You can, yeah, they strong. I'll be in the weight room just throwing up everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Next, this or that. Have a
Hey,
head the size of a watermelon, or have the head the size of a tennis ball.
Oh man.
hey, you
And
seen
you'd rather
what
have
is it? What's that Nickelodeon old show? What'd you say, Ben? Hey Arnold. That's what it is. That's where that one came from. Motivation.
They call them football head, but yeah, you could compare it to a watermelon head.
There you go. What you got, Kev?
I'll probably have the watermelon head. I feel like if your head's that small, it's a lot more susceptible to like damage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you
Smart
fall over,
man.
your head just popped. It's like it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I'd definitely rather have the watermelon head.
Smart man there. Ben?
This one's hard for me because my favorite sport is football. Played it, coached it. How would I be able to get a helmet to fit on my head if it was the size of a watermelon? How would you
They
do that?
they make them. They
Oh, they do?
make them. Yes, I remember in college, one of my teammates, he's gonna be mad about me on this one. D'Angelo Evans. He was a freshman when I was a sophomore. Great running back out of Wichita, Kansas, and he had to get a helmet. Helmet come in like hat sizes. Like seventh and 3/8, stuff like that. His helmet was purple, or no, it said green. I'm like, hold up. You don't have a number, you just got a color? I'm like, oh, I say, dog, you got a big head, man. I was like, man, you got that big a head, they just gave you a color? I'm like, oh, man. I was like, that's cold
Yeah,
right there.
custom made.
I was like, for real, straight up custom made out the box.
Oh, that,
Um,
I'm going with head the size of a watermelon. That's cool.
I think I'm gonna do watermelon head too, because what also takes me to is Beetlejuice. Remember Beetlejuice, that dude that got his head shrunk? If you ever seen that movie, Lord Kev, is
Hmm.
with Jack Nicholson or Jack Michael Keaton. I'm sorry,
Michael
Michael
Keaton,
Keaton.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, and the guy got the little voodoo stuff sprinkled on his head and his head shrunk. So
Yeah, if
I'm
your
a
head's small, you're gonna talk funny too. Yeah,
yeah.
not the.
He had the little chipmunk voice. Hey man, hey, what you doing? No, so I'm gonna go watermelon head for me. So big head.
watermelon head. All you watermelon head. I will go watermelon head as well. I think you make a good point about the voice. I didn't even think about that, Kev. You have a little weird tennis ball size head voice. All right, final this or that. Everybody ready for this one?
Hmm.
Would you rather have a life rewind button or have a life pause button?
Hmm. Kev, you can start
Mm.
this one off.
Okay, so like if it's paused, like you're living like the same day over and over, or like everything is stopped and you're the only one moving.
I think you can stop everything. Like if so,
I
like if
like that.
you are someone threw something at you, pause. You can just stop, look at the thing in midair. That's the way I take it. Is that what you're thinking,
Yeah, you
Ahman?
could go there. I like that. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, probably probably rewind. It depends on like the rules of the rewind though. Like would I still be me? Like or like would I be younger and I have to like live through all that time again? Like if
No,
you
you
rewind, can
will
you go
be
back
you.
forward?
You will be you when you
Will I be able to
rewind it.
go back forward to where I'm at, or I got to relive everything after I rewind?
You can still go forward. No, if you want to rewind, you can go back
Okay.
where you rewound from.
So if he went back 10 years, does he have to live 10 more years or can
No,
he
he could
fast
get back.
forward?
No, he could fast forward back to where he
Okay.
left. So,
Okay.
Definitely probably the rewind. The pause sounds very enticing though. Like I would love to be able to pause time and just, you know what I'm saying, like just be able to pause time whenever you want to. But I feel like the rewind would be better because like there are like maybe a few. Actually, I'll probably go pause. Actually, I think I'm gonna go pause just because I don't want to rewind because I feel like everything that I've done up to this point made me who I am, and it's like
hmm
nothing really like it's nothing for me to go change. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So I'd probably rather just be able to pause and avoid like catastrophes. You know?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
John, what you got? What you think?
Man, I think that's a really interesting look at it. I was going to go rewind because then I could go like relive really awesome times. that happened in my life,
Mm.
right? Maybe somebody's birthday, or this great vacation I had once, or this great round of Madden or whatever. I don't know. I'd pick rewind, but man, the pause thing is very enticing too.
What you got, Ben?
Two things quick. Remember the Adam Sandler movie Click?
Yeah.
In the early,
Yeah.
that kind of ruined his life, being able to do both those things.
I seen that movie once. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that movie.
Yeah, and then of course Loki, the TVA is going to come if you try and change the time variance here, Ahman. So,
That's if they exist in our universe.
oh,
Aha. Yeah.
I'd rather just have a pause because there's so many great things in life or great moments in life where I really enjoyed them, but they go by too fast. So I kind of want to pause and just let me just enjoy this and keep going. So,
Okay. I'm gonna go pause as well. I like it because then when I got a lot of stuff going on in a day or a moment, I could just pause it and kind of breathe and maybe go get say if if one or two things I could do while time is stopped. Like I don't know what that to do thing is. Just get a chance to go do that. I could do that. So I'll definitely pause there. And then to the Twitch chat, we go back a few questions here. We got Tejas Jerry says pause, and then K Flex and said big old bold capitalized letters. We rewind it 100%. Um, and then Tejas Jerry also says past is the past for a reason. I want to be in the moment, especially with my kids. So he's going the father route right there. And then the V Elite underscore 804 says, "What's up, Lord Kev? How you doing?" He wanted me to tell you that.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Nah, but back on the question, with the rewind, it's like I would go rewind if I could use it for like if I could go back and then like I could write like the number one song or something that's already out and then get rich, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
then that'll mess up like the timeline of like everything, and there might be repercussions. So it's like I'm not sure if I would want to, do that.
Yeah, we know it will be. If you watched all the Back to the Futures, you watched Back to the Future
Yeah,
Part 2, when Biff got the little sports betting magazine,
yeah.
and
You start
Mark
betting.
he started betting and then messed everything up in Little Sunnydale or whatever that name of the town was there. Can't think of it right now, but it'll pop back in my head. Or somebody in the Twitch chat knows it right off the top of their head. But oh man, so that was this or that. Kev, man. Hope you enjoy. And I know you got to get going here, so I want to say thank you for joining in, having a conversation with us of this or that, and also telling us about your career, how it got going, your rap career, your gaming career, where you're at in Madden, and we definitely will be watching. And I'll talk to Dave, your manager, and get your gamer tag because I'd love to get some tips from you. You top 46, brother. So I definitely would want some teachings there. I always like to get better at my game because I play it, I coach it here. We don't have no players last year or this year, but last year one of my players he won Madden in his in PlayStation 4 bracket for the NECC. So I'm happy for him, and he's a senior now, so
Cool.
he's just wrapping up. So anything else you want to say to us and to the Twitch chat before you jump off?
Nah, I mean, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I already said on my social medias and stuff. So, you guys, if you're watching Twitch or wherever you're watching, make sure you tune in and show some support. And I really appreciate you having me on. I love the show. I had a lot of fun. And
Yep.
this or that segment was actually pretty cool. So,
Right. It was Hill Valley, by the way. Big B helped us with that. And just a side note, I know full disclosure with getting Lord Kev on the show, it was like we were supposed to get him back like 2 months ago, but then he came down with COVID, and it was just like all right, it was just more of like a waiting thing because we knew that once we found that out, it was like okay, he has to obviously get better. So I'm glad you're better, putting out hot fire,
thank you.
and playing hot fire on the sticks. Give it to him on that Madden Ultimate Team Championship Series. Appreciate you there. We'll be
Thank you.
watching. And good luck, man, with everything for yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Cool.
and for everybody out there too in the podcast, we're going to put a link to his social channels and everything in the description of the podcast. And I'm also going to work out with his manager, Ahman. He sent us an email during this podcast. If he gives us the okay, we may be inserting one of Lord Kev's songs into this podcast.
Heck yeah.
So you may be able to check that out too. Everybody who's watching on Twitch right now, download the podcast. Go find it afterwards. You may have maybe a little Uzi or something from Lord Kev. So yeah, that's cool.
And we
That's
won't
awesome.
be getting censored by Twitch because it's
No.
okay.
No?
I will have
Bam.
it in writing.
Right.
And we can boom.
Now that's
that'd be
dopeness
sweet.
right there.
That's sweet.
That's sweet right there. That's what I'm talking about. See what happens when you know the right people in the right places? Shoot.
Nope.
So, alrighty, let's keep this show rolling. I know, John, you got to get ready to go too, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
but before I go, can I give you my quick news hitter?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so because when you and Lord Kev were talking about how much time your parents allowed you to play video games, it goes right back to the news story I found. Did you know China is banning kids from playing online video games during the week?
We
Yes.
talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago about how they were cracking down again on this. Like, I believe the story I found a couple of weeks ago was that they compared it to like pornography or something just insane, so far out of the realm of possibility.
So here's what it is. Under the age of 18, you're banned from playing on weekdays in China, and you're limited to play just 3 hours most weekends. So starting this week, they'll be allowed only an hour of playtime, minors, from 8 to 9 p.m. on Fridays, weekends, and public holidays.
Wow.
Isn't this just like, this is 2021? Like, this is real.
Yeah.
This is a real story.
And you got it first, Ben. You can go.
America's got a lot of flaws, and I think a lot of us on this podcast will be the first ones to, admit that we do have flaws as a country. But I am so glad that I do live in this country, because could you imagine living in China or really anywhere that has a, communistic government, if you will? You don't have the freedoms.
Right.
Wow.
In the kind of on a funny note, in the Twitch chat, Tejas Jerry says, finally have a chance to get a win at Warzone or League of Legends. My 2 cents, what I'm gonna add to that is that what I know about esports history, over in Korea, that's where the esports scene kind of got its origination, where it started, and the pros over there, and I say to this day. So I wonder, does that count pros? Because pros over in where you say China here, Korea, Japan, over in Asia, they play at least 12 hours a day, if not more. So I wonder if this law goes to the pro. Now, if it's just their way of living, does these rules? I mean, obviously some of it's age related because you said 18, under 18 or whatever. But still, is any of these? That would be my question, finding that out. And also with you, Ben, it's like, man, people think we have it a tough time here in the United States, but you go to other countries, you find out real fast. Oh, we got it. The grass is not so green over here. When you go there to visit, or you might have a friend over there that works in that country, and you go over there and you find out real fast. So it's not so bad here in the United States, and it ain't the best, but just sometimes it makes you check yourself before you wreck yourself. Gotta throw that in there.
So the authorities said that the restrictions were put in place to help prevent young people becoming addicted to video games. That's from CNN Business. I was shocked when I saw that. And like, you talk about the esports world, how's China ever going to get any competitive players? I don't know how this works. Maybe there's a special exemption for people who are in that industry or under 18. I don't know, but I mean, good luck getting good at anything.
Well, they'll move. Because I know a lot of the esports pros that are from Korea, they go to other countries to play with the other organizations that exist. That maybe, obviously, like in China where this exists, those pros will leave, go to Korea, go to Thailand, go to Singapore, come to America, go to Australia, go to other parts of the world, pretty much, to get that opportunity to play without being punished, for trying to have a career in esports.
And I know one more thing, guys. I know I got to run, so I'm shoving all my stuff together. I know.
Yeah, no, you're good.
The format of the podcast. My What's on Stream.
Oh yeah.
Do not watch He's All That on Netflix. That would be my recommendation.
Oh, the TV. They made it into a TV series, right?
A movie, like the movie She's All That from
the
'90s.
Yes.
Where she gets turned, as a bat and gets turned into this hot female. They did the opposite, where a girl tries to turn a guy, and I watch it and I'm just like, Jeez.
It
I
was
can't
tough,
believe I
eh?
stayed through the whole thing. But you know what? If you're into that 90s reboot type of stuff, check it out. But otherwise, I would stay.
Perfect timing for his internet to crap out. There
Oh
we
no,
go.
it was just a little pause. He got paused. He got paused right there.
I got the
Somebody in
pause
the
button.
world paused John for that little bit. So real quick for you, John,
Kinda.
you know who this is coming from? It's
Yeah,
coming
I do.
from your boy Big B, and he said, "Who killed Sarah, bro?" Okay.
I still don't know, Big B. I still don't know who killed Sarah. And part of me kind of wants to, obviously, part of me wants to find out, but part of me also kind of wants to never know, just to
No,
have that be a secret.
no, you just don't want to sit through that crappy series any longer. That's what it is.
Part of me doesn't want to watch that show anymore.
They're working on the season 2, aren't they?
I think they've got season
Oh, they
2.
have already got it green lighted. Okay.
I think so. I think it's already on Netflix. I don't know.
Right. And
'Cause I
then
thought I saw it when I was scrolling.
back to your article real quick, John. Tejas Jerry says worst things to be addicted to. Obviously talking about the video game thing. Worst things to be addicted to, which obviously that is a true statement, but also the China government is finding obviously statistics to support their reasoning behind creating this law in the country.
They're
Yeah.
making them up. That's what they do. They're not finding actual stats. That's what they do. They make up crap to make their points sound real.
I'm trying to give him something here, Ben. Okay, I know. I'm trying to make it sound okay here.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the podcast.
All right,
It's good to
John,
be
man.
back.
Talk to you
I'll
later,
be
bro.
back. Be back next week. See you
Yep,
guys.
sounds good.
To have him back. Ahman, you're up next because I'm looking forward to this. We talked about it with our guest last week, Tiger Lily.
Yes. So
Go
we
say
got, man, I'm just gonna go down this list of games. So the big game that I was geeked up. So this was Gamescom was last Wednesday. Oh, let me fix the names. The names were all crazy. They're running
Yeah,
rapid on our screen.
Yeah, it started last Wednesday. Actually, the first stream was actually right when we were doing this podcast with Tiger Lily. Because remember,
Yeah.
she covers it for some gaming website too. So
Yeah, so it was, hold on, let me fix this real quick. Get John out. Okay, boom, John's out of there now. So we just have a name John floating around. But man, it was so many. Like I'm looking, once I did my homework and researched everything what I needed to talk about today, it was so many other games that I missed out. Obviously it was the big AAA games, that were out there like, Forza 5, Ghost, let me see here. I'm going back. Wow, it's a lot. I'm going down. Oh, the biggest one that I like so far, and I'm really excited about it because I know from the DC universe they're creating Gotham Knights. That's going to be Batman game without Batman in it. So it's going to be everybody. So all his sidekicks, Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman. They're going to still have the villains of the Joker and Red Hood and all those characters, but in Marvel Universe, they're doing a game called Midnight Suns. And Midnight Suns, I mean, I watched the video. You could watch it on YouTube. Obviously, other big announcement was that Halo Infinite got a date tag to it. You talked about that last week, but Gamescom also, mentioned that as well. But talking about Midnight Suns, it has pretty much most of the characters that are from Endgame, or a few. I'll say it had Captain Marvel. It looked like it has Doctor Strange in it, but then it had Wolverine, and it just goes down that road of, oh man, this is Iron Man is in there too. So it has them in that V shape, how that hero walk where they're walking side by side, and you see that. And then Saints Row, they got a reboot that's coming in February, and the graphics and some of these, and the one thing that impressed me, Ben, is that the actual trailer. These trailers look like movie quality trailers. So, because when I first started watching the Saints Row trailer reboot, I thought I was watching a movie. I'm like, oh man, something's coming to theaters. It's something big, it's hot. But I'm like, wait a minute, this is Saints Row, and this is gonna be a video game launch. But I'm like, I hope they do a movie. Part of me is like, I hope they do a movie because this thing looks fun, looks good, the quality looks great, the graphics look better, and I say biggest thing for me from every video game launch, I don't care what genre of game, if it's a sports game, if it's an RPG, if it's a shooter, any game that comes out, my thing is the graphics because we have great and fun technology out to experience this stuff on from PC, the consoles to the handhelds. It's like, how can you make this look this fantastic, where it looks like I could go out and touch it in the screen. When you bring the grade level high to the graphics of a game, and that is what impresses me for the people that makes them, from the developers to the coders to the graphic art designers in every big game out there. And that's what I saw here with game cons and all the games coming out. And I know a big one for Horizon Forbidden West that got announced in for 2022 date release, and that's a PlayStation game. And obviously extended look into Call of Duty Vanguard and their campaign revealed on that side of it. And because we know with Halo Infinite, day one launch, there won't be no campaign. It'll be DLC about 3.5 months later. So obviously this is big for them in that category, because obviously their competitors, Halo, Call of Duty, that's a big theme. Deathloop got a big preview, and its date is actually coming out here real soon, September 14th. And that's a game I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna check out. I checked out. I downloaded it. It's just some reason my computer keeps shutting down when I hit play. Is Alien Fireteam Elite. I don't know what's going on with it, but every time I'm ready to play the game, my computer says nope, not yet. I'm like, darn it. But then if I say for the kids out there, which I'm still a big kid, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga gets a new gameplay trailer and a new spring release for 2022. So it was just a ton of games. So you could go to Gamescom. You could actually go to IGN.com and type in Gamescom, and you could find the extended list. Death Stranding director's cut, and that had the Daryl from Walking Dead is the actor in that movie or in that game. Forza 5. Let me just go. It's a big. And this another classic, fun one, and then I'll be done. And I'll pass it to you, Ben. But Metroid Dread. So the official number 2 trailer of Metroid Dread. So while not technically a part of Gamescom, Nintendo decided to reveal a brand new look at the upcoming Metroid game ahead of its release which is actually in October. So October 8th, 2021. So that's what I'm really geeked about right there. Seeing that old school game finally getting a new skin, a new cover on it, and all the other fun games like the Marvel Midnight Suns. That one I'm excited for, because superhero games are fun. I'm not gonna take that away from myself or anybody else. And I say, look in the chat here. You got Tejas Jerry. He's excited about Halo. And then Big B's is looking forward to Forza Horizon 5. And then we got also Big B said there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy game too. Yes, it is. I believe it's from the same developers that created the Marvel game that came out last summer that I'm still playing in, because they just the new DLC downloaded a week ago of the Black Panther edition extended to that game. So I'm excited about that, getting into some Black Panther in Marvel Avengers. So Gamescom, go on to IGN.com, get out. You can see all the titles. I'm just talking about a few, but I could talk about it forever. But we don't have forever, so I'm gonna pass it to Ben. Ben, what's your big hit and trending topics of the week?
All right, Nintendo of America. They've once again stepped into foil fans' efforts to keep their old games alive and vibrant. After learning a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate event at an Ohio water park next month would also feature competitive play for Smash Bros. Brawl Mod Project Plus, the company's lawyers swept in like they so often do to ruin players' fun. So here's sort of the backstory to it. The inaugural Riptide Smash Bros. Event was supposed to happen last year, but was postponed due to COVID-19. But 2021 has introduced another hitch. The 3-day fighting game extravaganza at the Kalahari Resort in Sandusky, Ohio, will now no longer feature Project Plus, a vibrant of the popular Project M mod for Smash Bros. Brawl that makes the 2008 Wii game fit for high-level competitive play. Now, the Riptide people put out a statement saying Riptide was contacted recently by a Nintendo of America representative regarding our Project Plus events. The event's organizers wrote on Twitter last Friday, as a result of that conversation, there will be no Project Plus tournaments or setups at Riptide. Now, this was scheduled for September 10th, and the twist gave competitors and fans alike who booked passes, travel, and accommodations for the event less than 2 weeks to figure out a new plan. While Riptide handling refunds for the Project M tournament, flights and hotel rooms are a different story. Now, this is not the first time that Nintendo of America is doing it or doing things like this, basically coming in, canceling these events because really they have the trademarks, etc., all of that stuff. But here's what made this event a little bit different. It wasn't going to be played online. It was only going to be for people that were there at the Kalahari in Sandusky, Ohio. It was being played offline.
Man.
So I ask you, what the hell is the matter with Nintendo of America?
Man, oh, I've been so mad. I was so mad if I would, like you said, plane ticket, hotel, because the Kalahari we have one here, so it's basically like an indoor resort water park. That's what obviously what we know here in the Dell. So to have that happen, to get that email, get that phone call, or just find out as we're pulling up to the hotel, oh man, I'm not happy. That's something that just you got. If it was something internal, I say have the tournament and then deal with the problems later. If I'm one of the executives running this Smash Bros tournament, because Smash Bros is a popular game that Nintendo has out. We know this, but to do that, to have people put in obviously the time, not even the money, but also the hard work to get to the tournament or be a part of it to say, hey, I'm good enough to play, and then find out you can't play. That's just as disheartening as losing out on the money you put in, because the reservation you could get that money back. The good is reimbursement, but still you were ready to play, and now that's taken away. So I think that's unfair to the families and the gamers there for sure. Like, come on.
Do you think that they being Nintendo of America cancels events like this or won't let them happen because they don't want people to continue playing like an older version of the game? They want you to spend money and buy the newer version? Because I'm just trying to understand why. Because in my mind, wouldn't you want your products still top of mind, even if it is an older version of the game? Wouldn't you want people playing Nintendo, playing Super Smash?
Right. I'm with you. I would, because it doesn't matter. You're playing my game. It doesn't matter when it came out, who's on the game in terms of characters. It doesn't matter. But for somebody within that company sees it that way, that's why it's happening the way it is. And to that point, they're not really looking at the followers on it or the fandom of it. Because I remember just a few years ago in 2018 when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out, or when it was just being talked that it's going to be out in a month. I was like, I didn't real. That's when I realized how big Smash was in the FGC, in the gaming community, so fighting game community, and just the regular gaming community in 2018. And it came out in December of 2018 that year, and it was just everybody was chattering about it. And then so when companies do this, they're doing it for several, one or two reasons. One of them is obviously they want to have control on who promotes and how the tournament is presented to somebody. So when I kind of think back as I put on my business hat, so the company might have found out, so Nintendo might have found out something that Kalahari Resort or whoever was organizing it on their end wasn't doing something right that they wanted in-house. So that could have been a reason why they said, you know what, we just going to X this. You're not doing it the way we want you to do it. So you know what, regardless of, it's going to be, collateral damage for the fans and whoever's there got reservations, plane tickets, and already showed up. That's how the business-minded folks will be like, you know what, you're not doing it the way we want it done. We're going to pull out, and we'll deal with the flack. Or if there's flack, so what? We're Nintendo, or we're the whoever we are as a big company. Yeah.
So. I don't know. It makes me scratch my head.
Yeah, so it does.
You ready for what's on stream?
I'm ready for what's on stream, bro.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for what's on stream.
Oh, man. Got my paddling. I'm all tired. Whew. But that's always fun. I know I got to do that every week now, because the week I didn't do it, Ben was like, what you doing, man? He brought it to my attention. So my what's on stream for the week is a very fun movie, or I'm sorry, TV show. It is called The Mysterious Benedict Society. It is on Disney Plus. I've been on the Disney Plus kick, obviously, because I had to kick in the grandfather skills and the parenting skills back in, because my granddaughter had been visiting, and that was the thing that shut her down. Thank you, Disney. When I wanted to put her down for a nap, Disney was my go-to app right there. So, but then for me, after she would fall asleep, all right, we're done watching Frozen for the 20th time. Here we go. So I tuned into the Mysterious Benedict Society. So it's a group of gifted orphans that are recruited by an eccentric benefactor to go on a secret mission. So it's kind of like a downsized kid edition of X-Men, okay? And some of them have powers, but really their main power is basically they're very intelligent, as I said in the description. So gifted means they're very intelligent, reasoning and understanding. And then most of them are all empaths, so they feel when somebody they can feel people. You know, when they're angry, mad, sad, uncomfortable about talking or doing something, they kind of use those intuitions when they feel, talking in a conversation, walking past somebody, or watching and just observing instead of always trying to talk. This is me, this is me, this is what I do. But they're paying attention to the world around them, and that's kind of gives them the leg up when it's their turn to do something. They already got it figured out, boom, 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 and they just excel. But now they're recruited to help this company, this benefactor, go on secret missions to infiltrate what we just talked about with China, infiltrate a government that's trying to control us by. So in the series, they're saying the government is controlling us by TV, by putting internal messaging in the commercials, in the TV show, to get us to buy certain things. Does it sound familiar to you, Ben?
That does.
Yes. So check it out. It's been on Disney Plus for a couple weeks now. We binged it. We're done watching it, but I'm gonna watch it again because the characters are fun. They have the girl. I know one of the girls. She is like they call her. She's like a Swiss Army knife. She has a little bucket. She carries all her tools in it, so she always knows how to either get out of a situation or fix something. And I kind of like that. I kind of look at myself as that, just knowing how to do certain things. A guy of many hats and jack of all trades type of situation. But it's a fun It's a fun series. I say YA, young adult, definitely watch it. But I'm a grown man. I'm watching it too. So check it out. It's on Disney Plus. The Mysterious Benedict Society.
It sounds a lot like the Umbrella Academy that was on Netflix.
Yes, definitely down that aisle as well. But obviously not as violent, because these kids, like I said, they're just really smart and they're really intuitive, is the word that I would like to use there. So what you watching, man?
Well, I'm a Peacock watching Heart to Heart. Have you heard about this?
Is it with Kevin Hart, right? I believe so.
Hart, it's his interview show.
Yes, I've seen the previews, but I don't have Peacock, so I'm like, dang it, they look good.
He sits down with just other celebrities. Miley Cyrus is in an episode. Don Cheadle, Ice Cube, Cameron Diaz, Kelly Clarkson,
of course,
among people. Jay Leno too. But what I find so fascinating about this show is Kevin Hart is a comedian, right? Stand-up actor. And that's where I knew Kevin Hart from. But especially the Miley Cyrus interview, it gets really serious. And you really see Kevin has got a way of really connecting with people and listening to people. And he's a highly intelligent person. And not saying that, comedians aren't.
Right.
But sometimes you see that side of them because they're always trying to be funny.
No, right. I definitely agree.
This is a really, really good series. And don't just think it's going to be all jokey because Kevin Hart's a comedian.
Right.
He, I think, could really do his own talk show. Like, this is good. I cannot, pump this enough. It's really, really good. Everybody should check it out. Again, it's called Heart to Heart on Peacock.
So you're saying we got a little competition here?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I've told you this before. I'm a big wrestling fan. So ever since the WWE Network got bought and moved to Peacock, Peacock has become like my number one streaming app. Like Netflix is still my go-to if I can't find anything, but I'm always checking Peacock first. I don't know why. Peacock, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I gotta sign up, get my account, because I saw
it's $5 with commercials.
Yeah, and so I got to do it. I'm gonna make it happen, because what happened during the Olympics, I think it was like the preview of Heart to Heart, where it's him and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, they do an Olympic breakdown
show. They did their version of sports commentary of Olympic events. So, and trust me, I know how that went down because I know how Snoop breaks down Madden. Very high. Okay, just saying that full disclosure there. That's how he's gonna do it as well. So, but you gotta remember, and Big B brought it up here in the Twitch chat. Kevin Hart, remember, if you're on YouTube, he has this series called Cold as Balls. So they're sitting in cold tanks. So what if I put you and John through that, where we actually did our show sitting in a cold tank? Because I know I could do it, and we interview our guests sitting in a
So
cold tank.
I didn't play football beyond high school, but I'm only out of high school like 11 years, 12 years. We used to have those at my high school. So I've done those before. I'm used to that feeling. So I
Oh,
could do
okay. Okay,
I could,
good. But yeah, that's what so just like here on our show and with Kevin, he has those reps in, and he's gonna be like a Barbara Walters or Oprah to get when that guest gets on there, you get them serious hard hitting questions, they start boo, crying or getting some emotion. That's what we gotta do. We're gamers, so we wanna have fun. So we're not getting the person to cry. Hey, but if the conversation goes there, then it goes there. We just let it happen organically. So I'll look to the Twitch chat real quick. Big B says, wish going back to the Smash tournament being canceled. It says, wish they would drop a Mario Kart Ultimate with every character from Smash. Okay, yeah,
that'd be
I would like that. I definitely would like that. And he said my go-to is so his Big B's go-to is Paramount Plus.
I
Um,
don't have Paramount Plus yet. Big B, chime in on the Twitch chat. Why should I get Paramount Plus?
oh, there you go, Big B. He hit you with a question, my man. Let's see here, see if does he answer right away. I'll keep an eye on that while we get to game releases right now.
Game releases.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, we had a big list, didn't we? We had like 20, 30 games come out this week. I was like, okay. So I start going down the list, and I'm actually watching videos, doing my research, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna read a title. I'm gonna just stick to this. I'm gonna just read a title, and whatever title pops out to me, that's the game I'm gonna go with. And so that happened. So because it was about 20, 30 minutes, and I had 20, 30 minutes went by. I only went down to 4 games, and had 30 to go. I was like, no, I gotta make this more efficient. This gotta get way faster. So I just went down on the list, and whatever name kind of threw itself out at me, that's the game I'm talking about. And so the game I'm talking about this week, hopefully I can say it right. Let's give it a shot here. It's the cult classic El Shaddai Ascension to the Metatron. Ascension. I said that right now, right? Ascension to the Metatron, and it gets a September release. Actually, comes out tomorrow, September 2nd. And this game, when I've watched the video on YouTube, and it looks like one of those, I say, Final Fantasy type games, but it's more where where you don't have to, it's not turn-based, where you can basically go at and make the moves. Fantastic graphics on it, and I want to read a little bit about, and it's on Steam. You can find it there, and the prices are from European prices of 25, I say euro, $25 in euros, and yen, $27 in US dollar. It is $32 and some change. But there's a deluxe edition that you can get a 45. Actually, the standard edition gives you a 19% discount, but the deluxe edition gives you a 45%, almost 50% off on the game title. There you get the game, you get digital art, book, and soundtrack to the game. So it's almost like an anime too. It's a cool looking anime, fun game, and it's one of them platformers. It said is only a passable and combat. Doesn't really evolve much over the course of the adventure, but El Sadade's issues are easily to forgive in the light of its wonderful, imaginative, and dazzlingly relentless reinvention of the game, switching from perspectives of a psychedelic. So yeah, when I said kind of like anime, psychedelic. So yeah, when you want maybe a good trip, there you go. Visual styles and even genres on a whim. So it's a fun game. Looks like a fun game. I say similar to a Final Fantasy. I've never played it, but I've always seen them, and those kind of graphics are in this game, and also gameplay. And you could do a lot with the character, and you can find it on Steam. And I say when you can go on Steam and download the game, and it gets a great game. I think that's a steal. They have great prices pricing on games there. Even the big games. I know I just downloaded Madden there and been playing that, and I never played Madden on PC. So this week have learned something new and I like it. But yeah, check out El Asada Ascension to the Metatron. I'm sorry, Metatron. Check it out. That's my game. Released this other week. Why are you laughing at me, man? Stop it. Stop it. Stop laughing at me.
That's hard to say.
It is. Thank you. Appreciate you.
So my game choice this week, it is called Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions. It is out on the PC, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Switch September 3rd, which is, let's see, Wednesday. We have another Friday. Oh no, Friday the 3rd. I'm sorry.
No.
A couple weeks ago when we had Friday the 13th.
And you know what? That was the only Friday the 13th of the year.
Oh,
there's only one.
Okay. Dropping knowledge.
I don't know if I'm correct. I might be wrong. I don't know. But I read an article that it was only one Friday the 13th in 2021.
You just made that up?
No, I didn't make that up. No.
Oh, that's what you said.
No, I said. No, I said. Correct me if I'm wrong or something like that. I didn't say I made that up. Come on, Ben. Stop it. Leave me alone.
Back to my game release. Big Rumble Creed Champions Boxing. Are you ready to become a boxing champion? Step into the ring and show off your boxing skills in a knockout arcade experience. Fight as one of 20 iconic characters from the Creed and Rocky movies. So we're talking Drago. We're talking the Apollo Creed. This is really cool stuff. Take out world-class across a variety of thrilling locations or challenge your friends and family in intense head-to-head matches. I'm looking forward to this. Again, Big Rumble Creed Champions Boxing comes out Friday, September the 3rd.
I saw that title and I saw Creed, but I didn't really think it would be referencing Apollo Creed and all the fighters obviously that's been in the Rocky saga of movies. So that is dope.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And where'd you say we could find it?
We can find it on Switch, let's see, PC, PS4, and Xbox Series X.
So that means it's going to be in Steam,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the PlayStation Store, Nintendo eShop. That is dopeness. Okay, I like fighting games because even though it's a fighting game and you're using a controller or mouse and keyboard, you still have to use fighting rules. You gotta wait for them. Like I like the counter. I just wait till them swing or kick, and then boom, 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 I hit them with a counter. Very rarely do I go on attack mode where I throw the first punch or the first kick in a fighting game. Being Smash. So I'm giving up. So anybody play Mortal Kombat Smash with me, you already know I'm not gonna attack you right away. I'm gonna counter you the whole game. It's gonna be frustrating. Just letting you know, Ben. I'm a counter, and then I'm gonna be on defense.
I'm not boxing you because you don't get to get out your aggression anymore in the football field. You probably love to fight.
No, I just lay back. Oh, swing.
Jesus. Nope, I'm out.
Oh man, because like the video game that got me to do that though was back in the day, Def Jam Vendetta, and when that came out on PlayStation, that's at the time I was playing between both PlayStation. That was PlayStation 2. And right before the Xbox 360 came out, and that's what I developed. So you could build your character, create your character, from head to toe, and then you build out the attributes, the defenses, the offenses. And my defense thing was I just maxed out my defense. So I didn't know, like, my punching and my offense wasn't really good right away, but I made my defense like just at the start was like 80%. Yeah. And then as I went on and beat the fighters, it kept increasing. Then eventually, before I even got to the end of the game, my defense was 100. It was a rating of 100. So no matter what my opponent threw at me, I could defend, I could block it, I could sidestep it, I could counter it into a move where I body slam them. So any fighting game, I think you talk to any FGC pro, you'll tell them have your defense down, have your counter attack ready to go, because obviously that'll help you win matches in the long run right there. So yeah, just know I'm on count. Like, oh, you can throw that punch. Okay, I got you. Oh, here it comes. Oh man. So Big B hasn't. Oh wait, let me see. Big B, did he say anything yet? He said all. No, he did say all the old Nintendo shows from the 90s, everything from Comedy Central besides, oh, you talking about Paramount Plus, what's on there. But he never answers your question. Okay, I don't think he. So ask him one more time, maybe, before we jump off here.
I think he did pretty much answer it. I said, why should I invest my money in Paramount
Oh.
Plus? But if the old Nickelodeon shows.
Yep, there you go. Oh, so he did answer it. My bad. Read it wrong. My mistake. All right. And he had also live CBS channels, and then he says Friday 13th. This is no other Friday the 13th here for the rest of 2021, which I know from a business sense, that is no fun, because a lot of companies they do Friday the 13th campaigns, activations because of Friday the 13th. They don't have it for the rest of the year. So that means you had to go all in on August 13th, Friday the 13th for the year. I know how me and you both know how marketing works, so they missed out. If they didn't do it on Friday the 13th in August, they didn't get it done for this year. It's gone. It's gone. And you know what else is gone, Ben?
What?
This show is gone. It is complete. But I have to say thank you to you, Ben. Thank you to John. Thank you to Lord Kev. Him spitting them hot bars and obviously putting hot games into the Madden and his thumbs and everything. So good luck to him. We'll be following him. If you listen to this podcast, you can follow him on all his socials and watch him on his Twitch channel. And he's a Madden pro. He plays a Madden Ultimate Team Championship Series. So check him out. I know I will be following him up on that. And then I hope everybody come back next week. I know next week it'll just be myself, Ben, and John. But in a couple weeks, we have EA executive producer Clint Oldenburg, who works on Madden. And so he's already on the grind. I already know because the game launched last week or 2 weeks ago, August 20th. And so he only had a 2-week break, and now he's already working on Madden 2023. So we maybe could get some early, maybe whatever he could give up on some early information about Madden 2023. Maybe not. I don't know. So here in a few weeks we'll have him on. But then tune in next week. Download the podcast for more game releases, trending topics, and what's on stream. And of course, that great conversation of this or that. Find us on the social media. So my personal is Ahman Green 30. That's on Twitter and Instagram. And then on Twitch, I stream 3-4 times a week. And I say more 3 times a week because I'm back to coaching now. So that's Ahman Green TV here on Twitch. So the channel that you're on right now. And then Ben. Wait a minute. I say Twitter. I say for the podcast. So it's AG_Gamers Lounge on Twitter and Instagram as well. I got the messages popping up on the screen over here. Move away. Get out of here. And then I think that's it there. And so Ben, let them know where they can rate, where they need to rate us and review us, and why. Let everybody know that.
Yeah. So first, you can get this podcast wherever you download your podcast, wherever you consume your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, whatever it may be. We're going to push you to Apple Podcasts. Rate and review us. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Give us that 5-star rating. That'd be much appreciated. And then just drop a little blurb. Say, Ben's dumb. I don't care. Write something cool. You're right there. You can say, John needs a haircut. Ahman is just the GOAT. Do whatever you want. But yeah, those ratings, those reviews, those would be much appreciated on Apple Podcasts. And just quickly, so everybody can put that in their calendar, that's 2 weeks today. From today, we have that EA exec on working on Madden already, 2023, Ahman said. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. And then Big B says, Bennis, peace out.
What?
He spelled your name with a U.S. on it. I don't know what that. Bennis. I don't know that. He's just getting hype. He's hyped for Ben. So there you go. That's all I could say. So peace out, everyone. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. It's hump day. Have a good rest of your week as well. Talk to you later.